Hi, welcome back to my channel Skill Set Go and welcome to Java programming tutorial. In this video we will learn what is final keyword in Java. So final keyword in Java, it is used to restrict the user to do certain actions. And let's see what are the actions which are restricted by the user by using final keyword in Java. So final keyword can be applied to a variable, to a class and to a method also. So the final variable cannot be initialized twice. So final variable can be initialized only once. If you try to initialize the second time, then we will get a compile time error. And what is final class? If a final keyword used for class, then it means that it cannot be inherited. So we can't create a child class from that class, from the final class. What if we keep final keyword to a method? So if you see the inheritance relationship, child and parent, child can override parent's methods. But if the parent method is a final method, then child cannot override that method. So these are the restrictions which are kept by final keyword in Java. And let's see a demo for these actions. So let's declare a variable string name equal to Ashok. And let's try to reassign the value. Name equal to Skill Set Go is my channel name. So here we are able to reassign the value to the variable name because this is not a final variable. If you make this variable as a final variable, then here we will get an error. It won't allow to reassign the value. So let's make it final variable. So as you can see, we are getting a compile time error. The final local variable name cannot be assigned. It must be blank and not using a compound assignment. So we can't reassign the value. But during declaration, we can keep a blank initialization. And here we can initialize a value. So this is a first time initialization. So we won't get any error. And we can remove this initialization also inside a method. So even though we are not assigning a value to final variable, we are not getting any error. So this is one type of variable inside a method. But if it is a class level member variable, then we must initialize a value. It won't allow without initializing a value if it is a class level member variable. Let's see a class level member variable. So here you can see we have a class parent and we have a variable name and we are assigned a value to it. And if you make this final variable final string name and if you remove the initialization, then we will get an error. So here you can see the blank final field name may not have been initialized. So as this is a class level member variable, we must initialize this final variable somewhere. So either we need to initialize while declaring or we need to initialize this in a constructor. So let's create a constructor and initialize a value. So now the error has gone. So if it is a class level final variable, we need to initialize its value either while declaring or in any constructor. And we can't re-initialize again. Let's try to re-initialize somewhere. Now we'll get an error because name is a final variable. It cannot be reassigned. And if you remove the assignment statement in a constructor, let's remove this constructor. So now also we are getting an error even though we are initializing the final variable. So why? Because the final variable cannot be initialized in some other functions. It can be initialized while declaring or in a constructor. So that's why we are getting an error. So we need to initialize it in a constructor, not in any other functions. So this is about final variable. We will see what is final class. Suppose let's say we have a class parent. So now we can easily inherit this parent class and create a child class. Child extends parent. So as you can see, we are not getting any error. We are inheriting the parent class. So suppose if the parent class is a final class, then it won't allow to inherit. Let's make parent class as final. Let's use final keyword, final class parent. So now we will get an error. The type child cannot subclass the final class parent. So this is the restriction which the final keyword is keeping for the class. We cannot create a child class which is extending a parent. So this is about final class. And what is final method? It cannot be overridden. Let's say we have a parent class and we have a child class. As this is not a final, we can have a child class, and we have a method in parent class, print, and the same method we can have in child class also. We won't get any error. But if we make a parent method final, then we will get an error. Let's make this method as final, public final print, and now we will get an error here. Cannot override final method from parent. As this is a final method, we cannot override it in a child class. So this is the restriction if the method is final. So I hope you understood what is final variable, what is final class, and what is final method, and what are the restrictions to the user by the keyword final in Java. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel for more videos and updates, and thank you for watching.